YouTube, it's your boy King Cobra back at it with another video. So I'm uploading a little mini series on YouTube called Woke Sucks. And I'll probably just do like 2 parts, keep it short, sweet, to the point.
What's going on, everyone? Reporting from the swamp here. We're going to be talking a little bit about what Cobra's been up to the last couple of weeks here, and questionable rants will say that he's been on, especially when he's been drinking and doing the usual things, his food reviews. We're all going to get into that here. But first, I just want to address that the channel's going to be putting some videos forward about commentaries in addition to the documentaries I'm already doing. So I hope you enjoyed the new content that's going to be coming up the next few months here. As you all know, I'm sure, Cobra's had a pretty interesting past few months here with Naked and Laughing, and I just want to say that he seems to be on a bit of a downward spiral, posting some crazy rants like he normally does, drinking reviews and food reviews. There hasn't been too much going on with Cobra's life as of late, so it's kind of just boiled down to ramblings now when he just gets a little too tipsy. But enough for me. Watch this clip a little bit, and you can make your own judgment here.
And like I said in my last part 1, I have no problems with trans people. Or gay people. I just don't like the extremist politics that surround these ideologies and woke culture as a whole. It's so toxic. I like a bunch of women in the radical left are weaponing woke culture against us to fit some political agenda, and it's disgusting.
Going back on that first point where I said you're all probably familiar with Cobra. Well, if you watch a documentary on his backstory, you're going to come to realize that Cobra claims to respect women a whole lot, but he certainly doesn't do it when push comes to shove, let me tell you. I think the Bog Prince should certainly be the last one to have an opinion on respecting women, especially when he has been known to not respect women in the past. You want to look at his relationship with Naked and Laughing. There wasn't a whole lot of respect going on here, so not quite sure what he's on about. But as usual, we'll just let him continue his rant and just sit by here and listen.
I'll give you an example. Like, Ozzy Osbourne, happy early birthday, bud. We're going to super hard on my channel tomorrow for sure. Used to do drag for like music videos, and he was just being goofy, being silly. It had nothing to do with his pronouns or his gender or. You hear a lot of people scream about how like you don't define your gender or sex, any of that, but what you really should be saying is that what you wear, like clothing-wise, shouldn't determine.
I think you get the point here on what he's rambling about, but he just goes on like this for about 30 minutes in the video, as I recall, and then, proceeds to go on some more political conversations right after, saying he doesn't want this to make this too of a political thing, but he hates political matters so much he just has to talk about them. Cobra just doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense. I think the funny part about Josh here is that he talks about institutions and organizations or social issues that have personally affected him, but in reality, they haven't actually personally affected him. He just feels offended by seeing these things online or over text or who knows where he's finding this information, and he just has to unload a whole opinion on it. I imagine one day, our buddy Clock Tower Man here, he's gonna be the grandpa of YouTube. He's gonna say,
"Sit down there, grab me a bottle of whiskey. I'm gonna tell you a story about my glory days."
And it's gonna be hilarious when he gets to that point, and I'm here for the ride.
That society is based in gender stereotypes, so I understand that to a point, but at the same time, it's like, if you're a hetero, straight, cis-normative white male, otherwise known as a straight heterosexual male who was born a male and you identify as a male and you're white, nobody gives pronouns. Well, everyone else is screaming, you have to respect everyone's pronouns. And I'm like, I'm not going to respect everyone's pronouns because sickos, serial killers.
Like I mentioned, this rant goes on for quite a long time, and I don't want to show you the entirety of it. You're probably going to end up falling asleep there. But, at least he concluded it for now with your favorite one-liner, something sickos. That's just everyone's favorite, I'm sure. We're going to go on to the next rant that he does, where he talks more about the YouTube series. But I'm going to show you one more clip out of this rant that he does, where he just tells you exactly why he's so mad and why he's so uppity. You're going to get probably a little laugh out of it. And by no means do I disagree or agree with Josh. I just think it's really funny to listen to what he has to say most of the time. He could be really talking about anything, it'd probably be funny.
Yeah, one thing that really pissed me off about this whole ideology is back in the day in Scotland, a man was convicted and found guilty of several women. And he showed up to court dressed up in drag, screaming at the world how he's transgender. He demanded to be thrown into a female prison.
Yeah, so like you heard from Josh there, he's upset because he read about a story online about something with a transgender issue that he personally didn't believe in. And he's entitled to his opinion. We're all entitled to our opinions. We can think whatever we want. But at the end of the day, I don't think he should get upset as he does online, and start ranting and saying all these things. I just don't think it's a good look for him. But as you all know, I'm sure he's probably not too concerned with how he looks online. He's more concerned about maintaining his viewers.
You can't define what gender is or how many genders there are, so people watching me do this rant on the Drunken Peasants, and they're like, Josh, I don't got a problem with you, I just wish you were more informed. And I'm like, yeah, but can you make heads or tails of this? You got people out there, we'll call them people, unless they identify as a dog, and then it's like, well, I'm sorry for misspeciesing you, whatever.
I'm not sure how caught up everyone is on the Joshua lore beyond Naked and Laughing, but about 3 weeks back, Joshua was on the Drunken Peasants podcast, and he went over a few controversial issues, had a few drinks, a few laughs, but a lot of viewers felt like he kind of sat there like a rock, so I'm not sure what he's talking about here, the Drunken Peasants podcast, how he wasn't happy with the outcome of something. Seems a little silly to me. But I highly recommend you go check out the podcast and see Joshua do a little food review on the podcast itself. Not only that, he decides to pull out a few drinks here and there, and you get to see Joshua at his social peak interaction. It's really good stuff. Aside that, let's get back to his rant.
Or like, you cannot use gender-inclusive language, like, but then they scream you have to be gender-inclusive of their gender pronouns, while saying gender does not exist. Okay, just because you're you gotta make the rest of the world. That's all I'm jabbing at. Generally speaking, that's why I feel sorry for trans people, because you have to rely on someone else's validation to be happy, and that's miserable. People are going to mislabel your pronouns, so ignore them. If you're comfortable with who you are as a person, then has to think or say about you. You stop giving a what everyone else thinks about you and just do your thing. It's a liberating feeling. And that goes beyond the whole trans thing.
I wish I could say Joshua stopped at this point, and this wasn't even part of the first video I showed you. This was part of another video that he released recently. But on a more bright note, he ends the next clip here with him saying that, if the world had a bit more logic, it would probably be a better place. There'd be more peace in the world. People would be happier. And, that's great. That's great that he thinks that, but I think Josh himself, for having such crazy opinions about any controversial subject or anything political, he should be a little bit more informed himself, and that's just my 2 cents there. I think when it comes to a lot of people online on YouTube, especially, the lolcows, I think a lot of them have very entitled opinions, but have no real backing for those opinions. But good to see that Josh has a whole line of reasons as to why he thinks this way, at least, and decided to share with the world of YouTube.
And understand the way they think. Because my simple cisgendered brain, I'm a man, so I think with logic and simplicity. That's why a man brain is just simple. It doesn't overthink. It's just logic. And if people had more logic in their thinking, the world would be a much better place. If we were just a little bit more logical with our thinking and a little bit more nicer to each other, that's all it would take to make the world a better place. 2 simple steps. More logical thinking and to be nicer to each other.
I can happily say after those 2 videos I showed you, that was probably the end of Joshua's political rant era. That's probably unlikely. He's probably going to come back and make another video on another subject, and we'll be here to watch it, of course. Aside from those political rants that he went on, he has been putting out more food reviews than lately, and I'm beginning to think it's because I commented a long time ago asking him, saying, hey, maybe you could do more food reviews. I really enjoy them. And don't know if he saw it, but it sure seems that he's posting a lot more of them lately, and I'm glad to see it because, man, he comes up with some crazy combos. You gotta just see it for yourself.
What's up, YouTube? We got a McRib food hacker about to do. Check this out. The McRib sandwich is back at McDonald's. We're gonna add some stuff to it.
Before Cobra got evicted from his older apartment, some of you may remember that the trolls used to DoorDash him stuff all the time, and I'm gonna be honest, the order he's reading off sounds exactly like an order that one of the trolls sent him on DoorDash. And it's kind of funny to see that he complained about it so much, and here he is ordering very near similar to what he was actually receiving. I think the only difference is there's a couple actual items that are edible versions of the food that he was getting. It wasn't just a patty or a bun with some ketchup. But maybe down in the comments you can take a guess, Steven, what he ordered from McDonald's before you see the clip, just for fun. Or don't, just keep watching. Up to you.
I got a honey mustard and a buffalo sauce cups, 10-piece McNuggets, bacon quarter pounder with extra cheese, extra salt, add mayonnaise, extra 3 strips of bacon, no sesame seed bun, only shriveled onions, 1 McRib, 3 half strips of bacon, and a medium fry. And the fries are best when they're eaten fresh, so. Start assembling our sandwich. Now you need the meat from our quarter pounder burger. Tear the burger patty in half and stick the slice on there just like that. I only got 1 patty because there's definitely enough meat for this so far. I do not think we can fit any more meats in the middle of our sandwich. This is ridiculous, YouTube. We need to put some kind of sauce on it. What do you think, fam? I'm gonna get my drink out real quick here. It's Friday. If you like these kinds of food hacks, subscribe for more awesome food hack action. So what's up, I'm gonna add honey mustard. And some of that spicy buffalo sauce, man. That buffalo sauce got a little kick to it, YouTube. That is a spicy, dude. I got a fork. Or some kind of mixing device. I got a plastic fork and mix the sauce around on top one.
I'm gonna just take a pause here and say that he's going through all this work, stacking these ingredients on the sandwich, and then, truthfully at the end, he's probably just gonna go ahead and take 1 bite of the sandwich and say, YouTube, that was pretty good, and end the video right there. And so that's what I'm kind of expecting here.
I don't know if everything mixed together, but I'm gonna mix it together. What do you think about this McRib sandwich, YouTube? Is that just Scream America or what? I was gonna add French fries to it, but I don't think we got enough room. There goes. Having mango pineapple smoothie for dessert with whipped cream added. Did not include a straw with my dessert, but that's all good. I'm gonna stick this in the freezer.
I'm from Canada, so we don't hear much about the McRib here, but it seems that some people get real excited over the McRib whenever it comes out. And it seems that Josh here has a fully loaded McRib that he's just about to totally devour, you know, right down into the abyss, right there into the swamp. I gotta start wondering that, is Josh ever really gonna put out a video on a food review that's normal? You know, he likes to talk about logic all the time, but I see no logic in his burgers, buns, patties, nothing that he makes seems to have any logic. It's just a bunch of ingredients thrown together and he just munches it all down just like that.
Oh man, that is wild. Look at this, how thick this is, dude. This is ridiculous.
Well, that was pretty anticlimactic, but I'm sure Josh is going to be putting out fire cooking videos, and I'm personally looking forward to the ones that he does in his kitchen, you know? We have the ones where he orders out food all the time, throws a bunch of things together. Now, I think that's kind of boring. I want to see something cooked on a pan. I want him to get a whole list of ingredients and just, you know, old style version of his channel where he would just throw together these amazing sandwiches. And, you know, I say amazing with little bit of quotations on it because I personally wouldn't eat any of that food. Especially, you know, that was that video where he had the bug sandwich. Not sure if any of you remember it, but pretty gross stuff, to be honest. Not sure I would have even taken a bite of that sandwich.
Glorious wankers, KingCobraJFS back at it with another video. I got some goodies in the box. Okay, what Denny's burger is he reviewing this time? Over so predictable. 3 packets of ketchup. Okay, 4 packets. Not to include that if we want to. Add ketchup to our deal. We got a flaming fried pepper burger. Yes, with hash browns and cheese. And to the burger, we're gonna add a slice of aged white cheddar, a slice of American cheese, slice of Swiss cheese, avocado, and bacon, with everything on it. I don't know, man. I'm telling you right now that Denny's makes are good. When we open up the package, we got the hash browns, the cheese covered hash browns. We're gonna pick them up with a hand. These are delicious.
Maybe it's just me, but I think this is kind of the wholesome part of Josh's channel where he does the food reviews and he seems to be really enjoying the food, you know? We may think as the viewers, man, this is kind of disgusting, but it's kind of nice seeing him so happy and, you know, enjoying the burger here. But then we kind of think back to all the things he's done and you're like, oh, maybe this isn't so great. This is kind of gross. He's kind of strange, but what can you do?
Denny's makes really good food. I get a burger with theirs. We get Denny's. I get some hash browns. We're gonna see how good this burger is after I eat these hash browns one more time. The grease on those hash browns. Last time I did Denny's review, I ordered a burger at like 9 o'clock in the evenings, 9:16 in the evening, and I ate it for lunch. Let's take the diaper off. Dripping with cheese and grease.
Now, I don't know if this is just me, and feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but is it normal to have this much grease in a burger, and is it a good thing? You know, I think having a lean patty is great and all, you know, having something that's not dried out, but dripping grease seems a little excessive if you ask me, and I don't know why every video Josh is doing a food review, he like celebrates the fact, hey, my food's dripping grease. My food looks kind of nasty. It's awesome. You know, I had a sloppy Joe before, and I thought it was pretty good, but I just really question this guy's food habits sometimes.
Put this in our lap so I can show you a burger. A bacon cheeseburger that's so loaded with fucking toppings. Yeah, there it goes. They definitely put avocado on this one. The jalapenos. This burger's got a little heat to it, I guess. As well as extra bacon and glorious on the cheese. In my experience, Denny's has made a delicious bacon cheeseburger. Like, you don't want to buy that goodness. It's a fresh bacon cheeseburger right there in your face. Alright, let's stop being and try it. Triple juices. But eat my mustache while instead of pulling it out like, yeah, no. Try not to eat my mustache while I'm eating my burger. The 5 pepper, 5 flame burger. Let's get this up later. Come back to you with a official report. Door closed, window wide open. Alright. I've concluded that the burgers from Denny's are amazing. The All-American Breakfast. Denny's is not a sponsor. Free advertisements. It says the 5-layer, 5 pepper, whatever, spicy burger. It definitely got a kick to it. I'm feeling a tingle on the lips. But it's not so spicy, it's burning my, It's spicy enough to tingle the taste buds and give you a good flavor. It's not so spicy that you're just like, oh crap, you know what I'm saying? But I'm fairly used to spicy food myself. So for perhaps the adventurer, who can't handle spicy food, if you can't handle spicy food, that burger will rock your world, son. I'm sitting there pulling my mustache out of my burger while I'm eating it. Because, I sit there and eat it, and then, the hair would go in my mouth. And I'm like, no, let's put it right there where it goes. There we go. And despite all of that, that spicy burger is getting the Cobra seal of approval. I pretty much tried every burger on the menu, and Denny's makes a good burger. You get it with a side of hash browns and cheese. Can't go wrong with that. Yes, please. Excuse me.
That seems a good place to end it off here. Joshua talking about how good the burger was and how he'd probably get it again. And of course, half slosh by the end of the video. As always, signature move from Josh. You gotta say, F those sickos, have a swig of beer, and, lights out. I'll see you all in the next one. Maybe Josh will be a little more interesting next week or have something going on that we can talk about. But expect maybe a video about Tammy Hall soon. Expect another documentary pretty soon here, and we'll be reporting on more lolcows as time goes on. Feel free to leave a comment too if you enjoy this video format, if this is something you'd like to see more or less of, or perhaps it's just not your cup of tea. In that case, no worries. Just wait for those documents to come out because they're going to be coming out more often than not. Until next time, I'll see y'all later.